video is about profit sharing in a project finance transaction. In the previous parts, I explained what profit sharing is and discussed the various inputs, flags, and calculation blocks that you should consider including in your financial model. So once you created these percentages, you can now calculate your profit sharing or the extra cash that goes to worker in our example. So it is basically the percentages times the dividends available for distribution, and this is going to give you profit sharing. So now that you have the profit sharing, you just need to do a last step, which is to calculate your adjusted equity IRR after profit sharing. So basically you take your dividends and you deduct the profit sharing from it, and it's going to give you this net cash flow to equity after profit sharing, and you simply get the IRR of it, and it's going to give you the return after profit sharing. So this is a simple calculation needed for this IRR trigger mechanism. In terms of the results and the way that you want to basically show and report your result, you can come up with different charts. One good example is a waterfall chart, which I think is a very useful chart. So basically you're going to say, these are my revenues in this specific year, 2026. And how am I basically distributing my revenues? Let's go for an example where we have profit sharing. So here we still don't have profit sharing. So let's say in year 33, you pay your OPEX, you pay your taxes, you don't have any debt left, you have paid all your debts. So now you can distribute some of your dividend as a profit sharing, and you can see that this waterfall chart can show you this. Another thing is to have a bar chart together with the line chart to show how the equity IRR moves and how the profit sharing is structured based on this IRR hurdle. Okay, and then of course in terms of reporting, you can report the equity IRR before the adjustment and the equity IRR after the profit sharing. And you can also report the amount of profit sharing and the amount of dividends going to the shareholders. And of course, all this, when it becomes interesting is when you start applying sensitivities. For example, this was just based on a cobalt price projection, which was linear. So if you go and you base it on a demand and supply study, and you get basically a projection for the price that says that it's going to peak at somewhere in year 2027 and then it's going to go downwards after that, then you will have a different profit sharing structure and you will have different results. So this is mainly what you need to do to build in the profit sharing mechanism into your project finance models. Of course, I use the example of mining owners and mining workers. This can be any two entities that wants to adopt this kind of profit sharing structure. It can be two shareholders. It can be like labeled as different shares, A shares and B shares, or different kind of terminology. But the concept is that there's going to be a condition that is going to trigger this profit sharing. You can also sign up for my course on project finance spreadsheet design by visiting my website at www.phoenixmode.com.